Hello everyone and welcome to the class. This is your history teacher Manoj Arora. Today we will be studying a new chapter, chapter number 5, through the eyes of the travelers. I hope you all will be fine at your homes, taking care of your family as well as of yourself. Now let us proceed with the chapter. Through the eyes of the travelers, we are going to study about India from the aspects of the travelers, those who had visited India in the various centuries. If I talk about Al-Biruni, he had come to India in the 11th century. If I talk about Ibn Battuta, he came to India in the 14th century. And one more which I will discuss in the next video is Francois Bernien, who was from France. He had come to India during the Mughal rule in the 17th century. What these different rulers had understood. Coming to India was not a new thing. If I talk about chapter number 2, where we can see Megasthenes came to India and wrote about the moderns. If I talk about chapter number 1, where Faxian, Chinese writer, Chinese traveler, he had come to India. If I talk about Abdul Razak Samarkandi, who had written about Vijayanagar Empire. So by these examples I want to tell that there are so many examples in the history where the travelers had come to India and we can know a lot from these people. We can know a lot from these travelers. Now the question is, why would these people travel? Why would they do that? Traveling was done either they want to escape from the disaster, they had the spirit of adventure, they wanted to search for some work, a safe place to live, or in order to do business and so many things. Then what would they encounter when they reached the new place? The first thing would be that they would not be able to understand their language. They would not be able to understand their culture. And the local people would not support them, considering them outsiders. And it would be very difficult for these travelers to communicate with these locals, to understand their culture, to understand their language, to understand what they thought, so that they can write in their books. Then what they recorded, it depended upon traveler to traveler. Some travelers wrote mainly about the religious traditions going on, whereas others wanted to write about the unknown, like the palm, the coconut. Some people wanted to write about how the kings ruled, whereas some people wanted to write how the common man lived in India. We will see all these glimpses through these three travelers. Now coming up to Al-Biruni. He was born in 973 in Khwarezm in Uzbekistan. He knew Syriac, Arabic, Persian and Sanskrit. It was 1017 when Sultan Mahmud invaded Khwarezm and took Al-Biruni with him to Ghazni. Initially he did not like Ghazni, but till the end at the end he had a love for Ghazni, and till the age of 70 years he lived in Ghazni. It was Ghazni only where he had aroused a love for attraction for India, and from Pandits he learned Sanskrit as well in order to understand the culture better. He had written a book, Kitab-ul-Hind. It is comprising of 80 chapters. Alchemy, astronomy, weights and measures, good manners, etiquettes and what not. You talk about a thing and this will be found in these 80 chapters. He had a unique way of writing. His every chapter would start with a question. Then he would explain this, that what is given in the Sanskrit text. Then later on he would compare this tradition with the other cultural traditions of the different parts of the world. He had in this way written all the chapters. At the same time, he was not happy the way the Indians used to write their scriptures or their anthologies or their biographies. Coming to Ibn Battuta, he was from Morocco and he came to India in 14th century. He was born in an Islamic religious family where he learned about laws, Islamic laws, about studies. He got the great education. He was a great scholar. Born in Tangier. He loved traveling and he had written a book called Rehla. He reached to Sindh to Muhammad bin Tughlaq in 1333 in Delhi. He was the Sultan of Delhi. Impressed by the knowledge of Ibn Battuta, the Sultan kept him as the Qazi of Delhi for a long time. But because of some misunderstanding, he was thrown to jail also. In 1342, when those misunderstandings got clear, he was again restored to the position. But this time, he was sent as an envoy to China. Now, I would tell you that why Ibn Battuta was called a globe-trotter. Firstly, I would say that when from Multan to Delhi, going from Multan to Delhi, it would take 50 days. And from Gwalior to Delhi, it would take 10 days. At this point of time, in these conditions of transportation, how much he had traveled? Let's see. In 1342, he went to China, then to Malabar coast. Now, China is at the top of India and Malabar coast at the bottom. From Malabar, he went to Maldives, a different country. Then to Sri Lanka, then to Maldives again, then to China, and then to Bengal. Sumatra, China, and then finally he came back to India in 1347. That's why I was telling you, in such conditions, he had traveled so much. That's why he is called a globe-trotter. Even his accounts are compared with Marco Polo. His accounts are compared with Marco Polo. During this time, he was able to travel North Africa, West and the Central Asia and China. When he returned back, the local rulers ordered to write whatever, to record whatever he knew, whatever he remembered, to write each and everything. Now, was the traveling so safe? According to Ibn Battuta, it was not so. Many a times he was attacked by the robbers. Many a times he was looted. He would try to move in the caravans, but many a times even the caravans were also attacked. Many a times he got severely wounded, but he did not leave his passion of traveling. Reason being, he did not like to have the knowledge from the books. Rather, he would have the knowledge from actual traveling by seeing the actual things. That's why he is truly called a globetrotter. I hope you must have understood this chapter till now. I request you to study well. I request you to invest your time in studies. Revise these chapters. Read again. If you have got any problem, please do let me know. Mention in the comment box, or you can ask me in the morning sessions arranged by the school. We can discuss the problems there also. Children, I request you, please invest your time in studies. At the same time, do like my channel, subscribe it and hit the bell icon so that you can get all the future notifications. Thank you very much.